Hello, today I want to talk about my trip to China. So, I've been saving up money for the past 5 years to do this trip. It was nothing too exciting, but I did meet this guy named Chen, and he brought me to this quiet little village to see how the local people survive day to day. But the real interesting thing about this village is that there is a palace in it. And the local people believe in this idea that the most beautiful woman in the world lives in this palace. This beautiful woman lives with her 16 or 18 maids, and everyone in this palace is a woman. There is evidence that an ugly baby is born. She grows up, and every year she grows more and more beautiful, until the age of 13, where they must cover up her face, because by the age of 14, if you were to look at her face, you would fall in love. And by the age of 15, you need to cover her whole body, because if you were to touch her, you would fall madly in love with her. And every year, she would become more and more beautiful. So beautiful that if you were to look at her as an adult, you would die. They say it's either your heart stops, or maybe your brain can't handle it. They think she can be reincarnated, because supposedly every time the princess dies, an ugly baby is born, and the whole process happens again. I actually got to visit the palace because they don't get a lot of foreigners and they seem interested in me. That's where I found out all the maids in this palace are blind. They wear fabric around their eyes and have weird hairstyles. They put something in their hair and wrap the hair around it so the hair looks like it's standing up. And they have these weird symbols on them, on their face and their arms. And they have also weird designs on their foreheads. And how it happens is that these maids are born and live in the palace. And at the age of 16, they get their eyes plucked out so they can never see the princess. It makes sense to them because they believe that if you were to look at the princess, her beauty will kill you. When I went to the palace, a girl came up to me who was an advisor, and she began to explain the history of this princess. And they call her, I don't really remember how it's pronounced, but it's like Juanita or Juananitar. In the past, like hundreds of years ago, the people of this village would send the princess as a gift to other rival empires, and she would meet the king under her veil. And when the two are alone, she would show him her face. And the king, seeing her beauty, would die, and she would walk out, killing anyone who saw her, until she would walk back to her village at night. So, anyways, back to the village. While I was there, I actually got to meet the princess. I walked into like a giant cathedral with blue marble pillars and blue walls. I got to meet her, and she wore what I think was a voice changer, and she didn't speak English, so it was hard to communicate. But I will say, as I was leaving, she wanted to shake my hand. Now, before I continue, I do want to say that I think this village was like a tourist attraction. There's other people there and people were taking pictures. And I think the people of the village were just trying to hype up the princess. But when I went to shake her hand, and when I grabbed her pink gloved hand, I felt like my heart was going crazy and my breathing went up, like I was having a panic attack. And I don't know why I felt that way. And when I let her go, the panic attack just went away. It was all very weird. But I had a good time, met some people. The only bad thing is when I came back to the States, I lost my luggage at the airport. Well, later.